Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Jonathan back again with the weekly scuffle, and I'm here to talk about another prospect for the Miami Heat to potentially draft in the upcoming 2023 draft. Cason Wallace, who is honestly one of my favorite fits when it comes to the Miami Heat. The last two people the Heat drafted from Kentucky have been very excellent for the Heat, those being Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo. And honestly, Cason Wallace is a very interesting prospect for sure. He averages 2.5 steals, 11.8 points, 4.4 assists, and 3.9 rebounds while shooting 50% from three, which is a very interesting statistic because he actually shoots 54% from the line, which shows he could definitely improve his 3-point shooting and shooting in general, which is an interesting factor. I don't want to compare him to Marcus Smart, even though I believe he will get a lot of comparisons to Smart simply based on his defensive attributes coming out of college. But I personally think he's a better offensive player, specifically a 3-point shooter, especially when we're talking about spotting up. His pull-up game and self-creation is definitely going to have a lot of work coming into the league. But as a Heat fan, I think he could definitely serve as a great backup point guard to Kyle Lowry. I think he's kind of what Gabe Vincent would have been if Gabe Vincent was a highly touted prospect with the physical attributes of a top prospect, of course. And that did lead Gabe Vincent to being an undrafted guy, and he's worked his way up, which you love to see. But Cason Wallace, he's coming off a big game where he got 27 points and 9 assists, 4 steals too. Of course it was against lesser competition, but it doesn't matter. It showed that his potential is there, and he could definitely improve as a prospect. And he just does the nitty gritty that you love to see as a Heat fan because he really does fit perfectly with our culture. I think it would be a very interesting pickup. I think it's more of a win now play. The question is now, where will he draft? Because at this point in time, we could draft anywhere from the late lottery to the mid to late teens because you really don't know how the standings are going to play out. One major injury to one of our star guys, and he could potentially have a top lottery pick. So I think Cason Wallace is a somewhat realistic option for us to draft. And if we do end up drafting him, I think with our development system and just our culture in general, Cason would actually be a very impactful player day one and could eventually lead the Heat front court with Tyler Herro going forward after Kyle Lowry eventually leaves. But that being said, we'll see how all this plays out. I'll see you next time. Peace.